Hey folks, Sylvius here. I'm in the Forbidden Lands. I know I did videos of these places before, but I don't know how completely into it I got. So I'm here to kind of just finish it up or do another run. I'm kind of hoping that he wasn't standing right there, for starters. I'm kind of hoping that those dead bodies are wookie. Dead bodies that I made, because I was here earlier. I'm not sure, though. I've never had this issue before, so I'm not 100% certain how it works, but, wow. That was a really sad, whatchamacallit. I don't know... Do dead bodies stay on the ground after server save? I've never had that issue before, so I don't know... Are those the things I killed, or did somebody else get through here? I can't imagine somebody else got through here already. That would be absurd. Because it's been like exactly 1 minute since server save I was able to log in. I feel like those have to be the things I killed. They have to be. Whoop, I don't want to just stand directly in front of a Hydra. So yeah, I mean, I was either going to task Hydras or I was going to go task Behemoths. And since it looks like the Hydra spawn is currently open, I'm going to go with Hydras. Get out of my way. I vaguely remember, I don't know if it's because I'm on a non-PvP world, but I vaguely remember when I tangled with the Hydra on the surface of Port Hope in the past, long time ago in the past, that its wave would kill other monsters. And I vaguely remember that happening with other things too. Like, not just Hydras, but with like dragons and stuff like that too. So I'm not sure if that was because I used to play on PvP servers, or if they changed it a little bit. But I instinctively remember that being a thing that could happen. Let's, I'm actually going to turn my ambient light a little bit up. Actually, instead of doing that, no, yeah, I'm just going to turn it up. Graphics, because it seems to be a little dark in here. Let's go with 82. That's a little bit better. I wore out my other pair of... and I'm not paying any attention to that Hydra. I wore out my other pair of soft boots is what I was going to say. Oh, for some reason, I didn't realize they had 4 hours on them. 3 hours and 57 minutes left. I thought they were, not that it really matters, but you suck. There we go. Wow, 96 gold coins. Go me. Yeah, no, I thought they, were 3 hours. I think... Okay, no, there is still a Hydra up here. Yeah, I don't know exactly how thorough... That was a really great time for him to paralyze me. I'm glad that he didn't also hit me with a wave there. I don't know how thorough I was the last time I was here. Looking at my map, it sees that there's a spot down and then a spot up, and that I didn't really do anything in that spot up. So either this place is incredibly tiny, and I did actually go through everything, or I didn't. Which, okay, good. I didn't want to start attacking the one that wasn't going to go across the bridge first. And I'm just eating the waves left and right with my face, making no effort to dodge them. That thing that I do. Wow, I'm getting kind of crappy loot on these guys. You know what? I'm going to clear my server. Is he coming up? He's definitely coming up. Alright. 148. I will do my best to not use a mana potion for this. Or real quick, backpack. Okay. So I have 106 of them. I'm not going to be using walls, so I don't need to check those. Hydras, I believe, go through types of walls anyway. I could have killed him with a spell and not wasted an arrow. Also, why did I put meat in there? Whatever. So yeah, now we can get my my loot pick when I'm done here. So it's a Hydra. Hydras are one of my, they were a monster that when I was, like, much lower level, before I really started playing on Sylvius, but they're a monster that was in places that I could easily access, and was also, like, absurdly dangerous. But dangerous in the way that I definitely couldn't fight them, but not dangerous in the way where if, like, I encountered one, it was just an automatic death. Dragon Lords, I think, are like a little bit more dangerous, where if I just like run into a Dragon Lord, it's like, oh crap, I'm dead, kind of situation. Whereas a Hydra, I mean, just, you know, avoid its waves and you're fine. I definitely can't kill a Hydra because of their high, like, health regen, self-healing, whatever it's called. Life crystals, I think, are basically worthless, but I'll pick it up anyway. So it's like them and like things like heroes and behemoths, where I kind of have that like, I'm finally killing Hydras feeling. And it's kind of it's a good feeling to have. I like killing Hydras. They're also, I mean, they're pretty solid loot and they're pretty solid EXP too. And they're also generally, like, relatively speaking, not exactly dangerous. Ring of Healing. Awesome. I guess I'll count that as loot. I'll definitely keep the Rings of Healing, though. I use a lot less Rings of Healing and Life Rings, for that matter, too, ever since I got my Claw of the Noxious spawn. Yeah, okay, so, I mean, that was, like, definitely not what I wanted to do. I saw somebody shoot a wave from up there, and I was like, alright, well, I don't want to go that way, because I don't want to lure the other Hydra. And instead, I did it anyway. I just lured a different Hydra. No. Die. There we go. Warrior helmet. Not exactly the helmet that I wanted to loot, but they drop royal helmets too, right, I think? Royal helmets? This is like I think the second or third time now that I've been hunting Hydras. This is the first time I've been tasking Hydras, just for the record. But I think this is like the second or third time I've made a video. Oh, God. Really? I ran out of arrows. Where I've been killing these guys, and I don't know what they loot, or they drop still. I should really check that. But I'm concerned about a spawn coming up from behind me, so let me go get whatever's across this bridge. 3 of them. 3 of them is not what I want. 3 of them is definitely not what I want. Also, because I wasn't sure what I was going to be tasking here, and what the situation like was going to be like down the stairs. Because I was considering hitting up behemoths. So I wanted a shield. And I didn't want to buy another Mastermind shield, so I figured since the last time I bought a Nightmare shield. Right, yeah, I bought a Nightmare shield. This time I would get a Necromancer shield. So, Necromancer shield I got. And I did that wholly because I did not feel like walking or boating to Yalahar and then walking to my guild hall, which is where my my Nightmare shield is resting. So now I just have now I have both of those shields. Huzzah. Although, that's cool. I also recently bought a the Ironworker and a Rift Bow. Oh look, spawn behind me. On the topic of the Rift Bow, and generally speaking the other Rift equipment too, is a lot less money than I thought it would be. The Rift Bow is comparable to the Umbral Bow. I'm not really sure which one's better. And I don't have the Rift Bow on me, so I can't say, but the Umbral Bow is what? Range 7, attack 4, hit 5. The other one is range 7, attack 5, hit 3, I believe. So I'm not really sure exactly like which one's the better one. If that extra 2% is better than the extra 1 attack or not. But the Umbral Bow, I purchased it like discounted, like somebody gave me a good deal on my Umbral Bow. Mine was, I want to say 1.4 million. Now I think they're closer to 2 million and over, because I know my guild member is trying to buy one, and he's offering that price. He's offering 2.1 KK. Whereas the Rift Bow I just purchased was like 60,000 gold, which is like stupidly low. So I'm like legitimately surprised by that. But anyway, real quick, I'm going to look up the stats on the Hydra. Let's see, what do they drop? Hydras drop Boots of Haste, very rare. Royal helmets, Medusa shields, warrior helmets, life crystals, knight armors. That's everything. Okay. Yeah, basically those are the only things, the high value ones. All right, I'm I'm pretty confident there's another Hydra in this room somewhere. I'm just gonna roll with it. We'll run him around the rock. Boop boop. That's annoying. There is a beetle in my room. Stink bug, specifically. The most annoying thing that lives on this planet, I think. Not really. There's definitely worse things, but I don't know where it's at, but I can hear it buzzing. And I know that since they're attracted to light, it's only going to be a matter of time before it somehow gets behind me and then attempts to fly into my computer screen. Which indirectly means, since they're crappy at flying, it's probably just going to fly into my face. And I'm going to flail about wildly and end up getting killed. Because that's now how I normally handle stink bugs. I gotta find it before that happens. How did he get in my room? My windows are all shut. I'm hoping that the buzzing sound is not the stink bug's wings and is instead just like my electrical wiring, like shorting out, and I'm gonna have a fire instead. At least that's not a bug I have to deal with. Alright, backpack's filled. Stupid bugs, man. I hate bugs. I hate springtime. Man, it's like the end of March right now, and I'm just so sad. Springtime's the worst season. I live next to like kind of a like wooded wetland area almost. So it's just filled with bugs during the spring. We get like house centipedes, various types of spiders. The type of spider we get that I'm particularly unhappy about is called a wolf spider. I'm surprised there was not a Hydra right there. Isn't that how Tibia normally handles these situations? Horde of monsters right at the staircase? I only complain about it all the time. But yeah, like just all these stupid bugs. I have allergies, so there's pollen and everything, which sucks. You're dead. Oh wow, gold coin. Not even gonna bother. Alright, so this is an area I haven't explored yet. I'm glad. Yeah, like pollen for my allergies though. Then there's all these stupid birds chirping and being loud and all these other animals. I hate it. I like wintertime. Everything's nice and cool. You know, like I don't have to worry about it being hot in my room or anything like that. Don't have to worry about the air conditioner being on and wasting electricity. Everything's dead in the wintertime too, which is even better. That one gave me a little bit of a rough time. I'm glad though that I ultimately looped it around in that hallway instead of looping it around in this room, because then I would have got two of them on me. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Almost ran out of arrows there, but I caught myself when I had 3 left. Oh man, I just so don't want it to be springtime. The worst part about springtime is too, like I hate the heat. So springtime is just like a dice roll of whether or not it's going to be annoyingly hot on a certain day or blessedly cool. But the really worst thing about spring, the thing that I hate about the most, is that it's just like it's a sneak preview of what's to come, which is annoying heat from summertime and even more bugs of summertime. That's the actual worst part, the thing that I hate the most. Every day of springtime that's happening, because spring's like a transition period, you know what I'm saying? You know, like winter's just winter, summer's just summer. Spring and fall are like the transition periods where they're changing, basically. So every day of spring where I'm like, oh man, it's springtime, I'm reminded that my favorite season, winter, is ending, and that my least favorite season, summer, is starting. And it progressively gets worse and worse. Where I'm just constantly like, ah, man, it's hotter today than it was yesterday. Winter is even further away. And we get a hole going down. Or no, up. What? Oh, that's cool. I did not realize that that was a loop. Huh. That's actually kind of neat. Yeah, I did not realize that's a loop. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of the Skyrim model of dungeon making, where they constantly, like, every dungeon has a way to get out easily. Anybody who played Skyrim, I guess the game's a little bit older now, kind of knows what I'm talking about. Where they, like, most of the dungeons were made where you'd go through it, and then you'd get to the end, and there'd be some kind of, like, drop-down point or teleporter or something that would take you back to the front of it. That way you didn't have to, like, backpedal all the way out. I do appreciate that, but it made it feel slightly inorganic. And when you do it only some of the time, it's kind of like a nice reward where you're like, I enjoy this dungeon because I can get out of it quickly. When it's every dungeon, it's a little disappointing. Now here in the Forbidden Lands, the giant spider dungeon does that. I'm gonna make another loop of the dungeon, I suppose. The giant spider dungeon does that, and now apparently so does the Hydra dungeon. That's actually a decent distance too. Surprising. Surprising. It's a Hydra. It healed the exact amount of damage I think I just dealt it there. Come on, Mr. Hydra. You can do it. Awesome. I could really do without the massive earth elementals. Those are kind of, like, completely pointless. Alright, never mind. I appreciate that giant massive earth elemental killed that centipede for me. That by itself makes it worthwhile. And then I just fired at a centipede accidentally. Alright, get that out of my face. I want to loot my Hydra and then be on my way. But yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. And, like, at least those two caves had, like, multiple entrances. They weren't exactly, like, a drop-back position. Whereas the drop-back position from Skyrim, I definitely think is, like, worse. Whereas two entrances are a lot more... I'm a lot more willing to accept two entrances. But there's, like, the, I believe it was the summer update. I think it was the summer update. That released the Bone Lord cave in Liberty Bay. It's like Bone Lords and Gazers on the first level. The second level has Elder Bone Lords and Bone Lords, and then the actual final level has Brain Deaths. And it also released the Edron Vampire place, which I was actually at earlier today too, coincidentally. But yeah, both of those places were new in the summer update. And both of those places have just like a random teleporter at the end of them that take you back to the front, which I'm like, it's convenient. But I'm not a big fan of it. It kind of, I don't know, it breaks the immersion of the game. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. It is convenient, but it does just kind of, I don't know, break that feel. Also, they did it in a very, like, inorganic, kind of clunky way, which is just a teleporter at the end. Which I'm also not a big fan of. I mean, again, like, I don't know. I'm torn. I guess it's not that big of a deal. My other concern is that they're going to keep doing it, and that was my kind of issue with Skyrim. Is that Skyrim did it, like, in all of the caves, and it made all of the caves feel very, like, scripted and inorganic. So I'm a little concerned that Tibia will do that. And it's not like Tibia doesn't have like a track record of doing that. Because, you know, like, the first couple of towns were made, like, actually, like, towns with multiple shops. And then we start getting things like Port Hope, and to, like, a lesser degree, Anchorman and Dyrachia, where I am attacking the wrong Hydra, and that's super annoying. No. No. You will die. There we go. Yeah, we start getting cities like Anchorman and Port Hope and Dyrachia. I mean, like, Anchorman not completely, and, like, Liberty Bay kind of bucked the trend a little bit, but you start getting these cities where all of the shops were just in one cluster, which also seemed like it was designed purely for convenience and not for, like, any kind of organic sense. Like, Thace, I think, is, like, a really well-crafted town. I'm not too familiar with, like, Venor, because I hate Venor, and Carlin, because there's nothing I enjoy near Carlin. But, like, even Edron is a really well-crafted city, I think. Like, if you look at Edron, like, it's got the castle, it's got the outskirts, it's kind of designed to look like a place that people, like, actually live in. And then it's got all, like, the player houses. And then, you know, the same way, like, you look at Thace, it's kind of the same thing. Like, Thace is set up with, like, a main street where the people would live. Most of the shops are on the main street. There's another cluster of, like, less important shops on another street. The guilds are kind of, like, separated from each other and stuff like that. Like, Thace is just a really well-crafted city to me. Whereas then you have, like, Dyrachia, where all of the shops are in the center of the town. Directly north are all the trainer NPCs, and then the rest of the city is just player houses that all look identical to each other, basically. Even the only two guild halls in Dyrachia look identical to each other. Same situation with, like, Port Hope. All the shopkeeper NPCs are in one exact area, right on top of the depot, too. At least the Dyrachia depot is a little bit far away. Whereas in Port Hope, they didn't even make, like, an effort to hide that fact. The NPCs are just on top of the depot. And then all of the trainer NPCs are just in one building also. Like, to me, that's very disappointing. I was, like, really saddened by that. And, like I said, Liberty Bay bucks that trend a little bit. By, like, you know, out of arrows. But, like, actually having a blacksmith NPC character who has, like, an actual blacksmith shop that he, you know, uses to sell the goods and things like that. But at the same time, and kind of what I was saying with the dungeons, is a lot of the newer cities also are designed to be, like, efficient hunting spots and not, like, organic, this looks like a place where people live hunting spots. And there's the stink bug. And there's a Hydra, and the stink bug's flying by my computer screen. Oh, awesome. Oh, God. And now I lost track of it, but in the process I stared at my light for too long, and now I can't see. This is going over really well. I'm doing really well right now. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pause my video real quick and take care of the stink bug. 1 second. Okay. That was amazing. So, I have a ceiling fan in my room, right? And the ceiling fan has 5 separate lights. And at any given point, not all 5 of them are ever lit, basically. Right now, 2 of them are, because the other 3 burnt out and I never replaced them. Alright? Okay. So, the ceiling fan is currently not on. But, like most ceiling fans, it has 2 chains, one of which controls the fan speed, and the other one controls the light. So in addition to, like, there being a switch on my wall, I can also pull the chain and turn off my lights. Got it? Okay. So, the stink bug was on one of the chains. So I grabbed a tissue and tried to, like, hold the chain steady with my left hand and then pick it up with the tissue. But I did that poorly. So instead, it just fell down on my hand, which then, you know, freaked me out. So I lost it, and then it started flying around my room. So I grabbed... I have a plastic, like, container of ping pong balls. So I grabbed that, and I'm trying to get the stink bug to come close to me, because I don't want to leave my computer because I'm afraid a Hydra will spawn near me. So I'm, like, every time it's going towards me, I'm, like, swinging at it frantically, trying to hit it through the air, and I'm missing. Hey, look, another war helmet. That's cool. So, I'm like, frantically battling with the stink bug, and then I finally whacked it out of the air, and it shot across my room and bounced off the wall somewhere, and now I don't know where it is. So now there's a half-dead stink bug somewhere in my room, and because they're awful, awful animals that should have never existed, when they get, like, injured, they release their wonderful little smell thing. So now my room is just going to smell like stink bug forever. It's great. Wonderful, wonderful animals. They are. Man, if there's, like... You know, they're always like, oh my god, like 100 species go extinct every day. Man, if only like half of those species that go extinct or were as annoying as stink bugs, I would not mind at all. I would not mind at all. Stink bugs are horrible. Stupid animals. Ugh. Well, anyway, what I was saying before that happened was, oh boy, what was I saying? Right, so I don't know, like a lot of the newer areas I feel like are designed to be efficient and not necessarily like organic and living places anymore. You know, like take Mintwall, for example. Mintwall, I think, is like just a wonderfully designed place. I mean, it's a huge pain to get to, and it's probably not like an efficient hunting spot or anything like that. It does have a post office box in it, though, which helps. But, another person messaged me today. Yo! I'm glad I checked that, though. So, I mean, like, I don't know, Mintwall is, like, really, really cool to me. So is the Orc Fort. Like, the Orc Fort, I think, is one of my favorite spots. And then you got, like, I don't know, this just very plain and simple cave that's just a, like, straight tunnel full of Hydras. It's clearly designed for you to just kill Hydras as effectively as possible and then move on. Which I think is just a little bit disappointing. Just a little disappointing. So, yeah, I don't know. Not a lot to say about that topic, I guess. But, yeah, I feel like they're gonna keep, because, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are gonna keep being like, oh, the dungeon area should be more and more efficient and easier for me to just max my EXP gain per hour. Not that that's necessarily wrong. But, like, I don't want the dungeons to, like... Because the natural evolution of that would be a dungeon that's just a single room with a lever that every time you push it, a monster spawns. You just sit there, click, fight, 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 dead, click, fight, 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 dead, click, click. And that's not something I, like, want to have happen. And look, there's another Hydra. It's good that they don't have really, like, actual powerful range attacks. So as long as I just kind of keep my positioning well, two of them isn't actually that big of a deal. The big issue with Hydras is their fast healing, and the fact that to keep my position when they start running can be kind of hard. And when you get two of them on you, or three I suppose, it's a little bit rougher. I'm actually, though, considering how well this is going, I'm considering going back to trhough, or something like that. I never did finish the Shattered Isles questline. Yes, I am. He asked me if I'm recording. Yes, I am. Lol. Everything he says is going to get recorded on for all time. Bam. I turn off my so private messages don't show up on my screen while I'm recording. What? Oh, that's that dude. Now I kind of, I want to see what's going to happen. Will people try to take him out? I know my server generally does not do well with whatever that guy's name. Hold on. Gazharagoth. Gazharagoth. Whoops. I'm actually just going to backpedal out of this cave, I think, instead of going through. Although before I do any of that, I want to see how many I've killed so far. Oh, hey, out of arrows. How many do I have left? 1039. Ah, I wasted my spell. Alright, let's see. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping that they were saying something about the dude. Gazharagoth. Gazharagoth. Tibia needs, just for simplicity's sake, more enemies whose names are just like Bob, Joe, Steve, Linda, Sam. Sue, Jane, Betty. Simple names. Well, they do respawn pretty quickly here. And I still get crappy loot. I mean, the 2 warrior helmets ain't bad, I guess. No Medusa shield, though. No boots of haste. No royal helmet. Not sure if I've ever looted boots of haste off the Hydra. And then I walked right into that. I notice they shoot the waves even if you're not you're not gonna get hit by it. So every time I like crisscross in front of them and then get hit by a wave, I'm like, really? That hit me right then? Like, what bad timing do I have? That's unfortunate for that guy. What did he say? There's just been a terrorist attack in my city this morning. Can't take the bus or the subway. Like, that's unfortunate. What's that? Oh, Brussels? That's unfortunate. It's doubly unfortunate that this video is not going to be live on YouTube for however long, and then most people probably won't watch it for another day, give or take. So that will not be news any longer. No, get back here. They always paralyze me at like the perfect times. Whenever they're about to run, they paralyze me, or whenever I'm about to try to crisscross them is when they paralyze me. Let's take off my soft boots for a little bit, because I'm at around max mana. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I guess that's a reason to not go backwards through this cave. Also, I'm doing like an amazingly poor job at killing that one. Like, barely hitting him for any kind of meaningful damage. Okay, this is not where I want to get stuck. Alright, 1 dead. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know. 3 Hydras is still a little bit scary. I'm still thinking I'm going to try trhough, though. I think I'm probably strong enough. The issue I had with... I mean, like, okay, so, like, here's a slightly different situation, because I didn't need to come up that staircase. I also did not need to get 3 of them on me. That was me being an idiot, largely. My issue with trhough, though, is, just, like, 3 of them immediately right there at the stairs kind of situation. Plus, who knows what else, and I know I managed to pull a water elemental on me. The one time I went there, too. So, I mean, a water elemental plus 3 Hydras immediately on top of me is not really what I want. Die, Mr. Hydra. I guess nobody's talking about Gazaroth. Nobody's gonna fight him. I'm disappointed. Wow, once again, I've managed to pull more Hydras than I wanted to pull. Is there another one over here? Can I get 4 of them on me? Okay, now. Because it looks like there's one coming up the pathway, too. And I will be stupid and just loot them while he's standing there. Do advertising channel. Do something different. Alrighty. Mr. Hydra. Mr. Hydra. I hear there's a good Hydra spot in Rathleton with Hydras and Bog Raiders, which I'm kind of stoked about trying. This place isn't terrible, though. But I do get a little bit bored hunting in like one spot over and over again. Also, I don't know. There is an awful lot of very like straight paths with these Hydras, which I'm kind of not enjoying largely. More diagonal paths would be nice. Did I kill everybody that's over there? Okay, I killed everybody that's over there. Hiss. Ba-doop. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Surprised that Hydras are considered one of the final task monsters. Because like, I definitely feel like Hydras were more in the like Dragon Lord power level rankings. And Dragon Lords are definitely not a monster for over level 130. Yeah, I'm getting lag spikes too, actually. People have been kind of commenting about like intense lag all night. And I haven't been getting it too bad, but I'm kind of starting to get it, and it's kind of concerning me a little bit. Boop boop. Boop 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 boop. Come on, Mr. Hydra. Oh yeah, you're dead now. I was really hoping I could get some cool loot. Wow. Double wave. That's actually probably like moderately dangerous. Especially if you consider my habit of being in like yellow to light green HP all the time. I'm doing really good on the amount of platinum coins I'm getting, though. I do have to say that, even though I'm not getting any kind of like cool item loot. Quick, run over here. Ah. I'm trying to like proceed forward. Ah, just a ham. There might be another one up here. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. This place isn't bad. I mean, I forgot to task Hydras. But yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of weird that Hydras are considered this. Like, behemoths I can kind of see. But I find behemoths to be less dangerous than nightmares, I think. I don't know, like, nightmares have a pretty heavy hit and are incredibly fast. On the other hand, though, you could kill the baby nightmares and have them count, and you could also, should be 2 Hydras, okay. Yeah, it definitely seems like I want to go through this place the other way. And not go backwards. Backwards seem to be the not the correct way to handle this situation. I'm just constantly paralyzed now. That's cool. Ah, he got out of my range. There we go. And then an insignificant amount of gold. Great. Which I want to pick up anyway. But yeah, I don't know. And like hell spawns are definitely more scary to me than Hydras are. I mean, I was able to, with my friends, kill Hydras when I was under level 50. I know I was under level 50 because I was under level 40 actually. No, it was 50 because I had a composite hornbow, but was using my whatever my crossbow was at the time. I think modified crossbow. Or maybe it was an ornate crossbow. I don't know. I was using a crossbow. And then I hit level 50 and was able to use the composite bow. Anyway, I'm going to pause real quick and pull up my loot pick. So give me one momento. Okay. I just put my loot picks at random spots because why not? Anyway, so we've got gold coins, 46, life crystals, one of them at 85 gold, platinum coins, 11 of them, one ring of healing, which I'm not actually going to sell, so we'll discount that 900 gold. Small sapphires, 5 of them, 2 warrior helmets, 10k. 10k basically there from the warrior helmets is the bulk of my earnings. Hydra heads, 8 of them. I was going to say Hydra eggs, and then I said Hydra heads, eggs of them, 8 of them, at 4-point egg. I give up. Moving on. Centipede leg I didn't loot. The dark mushrooms I did, although I only remember looting one of them. Cobra tongue I didn't loot, although it's probably worth more than that if you sell it. Lumps of earth I did. The worm I did not loot, and the crystal coin is just from gold. I wasted 573 crystalline arrows. And then I did not use any potions or any runes, so this was actually a moderately profitable hunt. Even considering I didn't have any really other good loot items. Even if you take out the 2 warrior helmets, I'd still profit 7k, so definitely not bad. I also got 62 of the Hydras, which leaves me with the other ones I killed before server save and the ones I killed before I did anything, 74. Still 650 to go, though. So, anyway, folks, that's it for me. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, check me out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook. I'll see you folks later.